Looking back to the SEC, LSU quarterback Jordan Jefferson is reinstated to the team after a suspension for a bar fight that took place during the preseason camps. Given the success of Jared Lee in Jefferson's absence, what sort of role do you see Jefferson having on this #1 ranked LSU team going forward?
Back up. I'm almost starting to think that this suspension is going to be a blessing in disguise for LSU, because I think people were saying, Jarrett Lee is going to manage the game in the absence of Jordan Jefferson. But at this point, Jarrett Lee has 7 touchdowns this season. That's the amount of touchdowns that Jordan Jefferson had in all of last year, in addition to 10 interceptions. If I'm Les Miles, there's no way that I take Jarrett Lee out of his role as the starting quarterback.
Lewis, you took the words right out of my mouth. You can check my notes. I wrote down it was a blessing in disguise. I think that this could actually work out very well for LSU. Jordan Jefferson, Jarrett Lee, 2 completely different styles of quarterbacks. I really think that it adds a new dynamic to that offense when you switch Jefferson in for a few different packages.
Unbelievable. Well, Jefferson it'll be interesting to see how Miles handles the return of Jefferson in this next weekend. But moving on to the Big Ten now, Wisconsin proved to be very inhospitable to their new Big Ten neighbors in Nebraska. The Badgers welcomed the Cornhuskers to the Big Ten by throttling them 48-17 in Madison. Given the play of NC State transfer Russell Wilson, is Wisconsin the team to beat in the Big Ten?
Judging by that score, I would have to say that Wisconsin is the team to beat, because right now, look at them pummeling Nebraska, and everyone's thinking, oh, Wisconsin's not that big of a deal. And here they are showing the fans and all the viewers and everyone watching these games that they are a force to be reckoned with. And I think they have put their name on the map.
I think Wisconsin is definitely tired of being underestimated. I mean, every year you probably hear like the same statistics going on. They're not going to do good, or they're just okay, and they're tired for selling for just okay.
I agree, and it's funny because Wisconsin doing a great job of running the ball with Monty Ball in the absence of John Clay since he left Wisconsin. Probably the most exciting quarterback Wisconsin has had since, ever. I don't know, maybe Jim Sorgi a few years ago. This is incredible for Wisconsin.
I like Wilson. I also like that Wisconsin defense too. But moving on, speaking of the Big Ten, Michigan climbed to number 12 in the most recent AP polls. The Wolverines destroyed Minnesota 58-0 on Saturday, and they are 5-0 for the second season in a row. Is Michigan ready to be old Michigan again under first-year coach Brady Hoke?
I'm going to be honest, I cannot believe that Michigan's ranked 12th right now, because all I can think about is how Mississippi State pummeled them in the Gator Bowl. Very victorious. So I'm surprised. I mean, Michigan is showing that they can come back from such a tragic bowl loss and show people that they should be in the top 15, in the top 10, maybe in the top 5. We'll have to see how their season goes.
I think Michigan's a very talented team this year, and last year what they lacked was a defense, which is what they have now. You look at it, they're tied for second in the nation in scoring defense with Wisconsin, actually, at 10.2 points per game. Last year, this is the big stat, last year -10 in turnover margin, this year +8. That has made a huge difference for that team.
We'll definitely see how the Wolverines fare this season, but I think it's going to be pretty good. Now we introduce our new end to the show. We'll be quickly giving you some of our picks for the games that we didn't get to talk about. We'll call it the matchup wrap-up.
Texas and Oklahoma. Who wins the Red River rivalry?
I'm going with the Oklahoma Sooners.
As excited as I am to see a new McCoy and a new Shipley in Austin, Landry Jones and Oklahoma win big.
Hey, I'm definitely sticking to the facts. Oklahoma all the way.
I like Oklahoma in this one as well. David Ash and Case McCoy have played efficiently this year, but that OU offense is too strong for Texas.
Good picks. Auburn and Arkansas. Does Auburn's luck run out?
I'm going to go with Auburn. Been hating on them this whole year, but going with Auburn.
Tyler Wilson and Arkansas playing very efficiently right now despite their suspect defense. Arkansas wins.
Auburn I underestimated Auburn all the way. Therefore, I'm just going to have to stick with Auburn.
A little authority with that pick. I like Arkansas in this one. Tyler Wilson and that high-powered Arkansas offense will find mismatch after mismatch with the SEC's worst defensive secondary.
Boys against girls. We'll see you next week.
Well, that's all the time we have this week on the Sports Zone. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check out our YouTube page. Join us again next time on the Sports Zone.